everybody, it's Chris at Dean's Creek Ranch tractor update. Inside, it's nice and warm in here. These two bolts, now let me see if I can do this better. Right there, those two bolts hide, or house I should say, in there, the inline screen filter. My hope is, because I've changed out the screw-on filter, the pump here is still squawking, but not as bad. What I'm hoping is that screen filter has collapsed on itself and is starving that pump for hydraulic oil. That being said, I'm gonna pull this. I actually pulled it momentarily once before, hence the blue bucket. I got away with one. I actually had an automotive oil capture pan in there, and it just comes out glug glug, glug glug, glug glug, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna just get hydraulic fluid everywhere, because there's 11 gallons in there. My point is I've already tested it with water. That thing holds 15 gallons. I know I've already lost 2 or 3 gallons when I slammed that thing back in, because I thought I was gonna have a giant mess. I'm gonna pull it. We're gonna see the condition of it. The reason why I'm doing that is simple. That is a $150 part. The pump is an $1,150 part. So let's work our way from backwards to the more expensive piece. Hopefully from there, I get this thing back on the road, so to speak, because the cows are going through hay like it's going out of style. So I'm gonna pull this and I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Okay, she's out. See how much hydraulic fluid is down in there? That's why I freaked out. I don't know if that's 11 gallons worth. It's not draining all of it, but that would have been definitely a lot more than an automotive bucket could take. I'll show you that to get to this. Look at how filthy this filter is. Oh my gosh. It comes in one piece. I'm not sure if it's just the screen part. That's got so much gunk in it. I'm really hoping that is the cause and it's starving the pump. Wow. And they say you can clean it. It's a 2012. I'm gonna replace it. My goodness, it's what, 13 years now, depending on 12, 13 years. Good grief, it is so clogged. Which is kind of what I was hoping for, to be honest with you. I'd rather have that than that pump. We'll see how she goes. Hope it didn't cause too much damage to the pump because of it cavitating, but it definitely doesn't look like oil's been getting through there. Wish me luck. Okay, stop by John Deere. Hey, Rosie. Stop by John Deere over there at United Ag and Turf. And I showed him the condition of this filter. I said, as long as it's not collapsed on itself, which it isn't, take some diesel fuel and a brush and clean it with some diesel. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do here in this basin, is I'm just gonna gently scrub off all this debris. Now, saying that, I'm gonna go in and drain the rest of the hydraulic fluid out the drain plug out the bottom. The condition of the oil, I mean, the just absolute gunk. I gotta get the rest of the oil out, which is why I've got 10 gallons of High-Guard transmission oil filter there. So I'm gonna clean this in diesel and I'll show you what it looks like after. Well, that was very anticlimactic. That thing was a beast to get off. Probably hasn't been off in years. I think it's a 23 millimeter, which I don't have, but good adjustable wrench. And it had to do a hammer. It took about 20 good whacks on the hammer to get that thing to loosen up. And then when it did, maybe a quart came out. So I guess the moral of the story is that when you pull this screen filter right there, that you lose 95% of the oil. It's still draining into the bucket, nowhere near the top. But while it's draining, I'm gonna go clean that filter and we'll start reinstalling, and then, ooh man, I'm nervous. I hope this works. All right, that's about as clean as I'm gonna get it. That side, trying to stay over the, goes in that hole right there. And there's the end cap piece which bolts up, which is laying right there. That goes on this side. It's the only side that fits. But I did see a YouTube video on other people's pages where someone installed this backwards. So I was very mindful about which side came out of the tractor first. But that's about 2.5 gallons of diesel in a toothbrush and about 45 minutes of lightly scrubbing, because you could bend these little fins pretty easily. But I'm gonna put it in there, bolt it up. I've already put the drain plug in and got the oil pan out, and we're gonna start filling this tractor with oil. All right, jug 3 going in. Takes a little bit over 10, so I've got 4 2.5 gallon jugs of this Hy-Gard. Do yourself a favor. Take the implement off the back of the tractor when you do this. I was in such a rush to get this thing in before the weather hit that I should have taken the implement off, the box blade off the back. That thing. 2, thank goodness I had that automobile-sized oil catcher underneath there with the brown tarp. Because when I pulled that screen filter out, the amount of oil that was chugging out of there was frightening. Before I spill, let me just do this video. Here's the old Hy-Gard. Gone through about 8 of those. Had I not had that underneath there, because they said, well, not a lot will come out. When they say not a lot, think 3/4. That would have been all over my shop floor. And that would have been devastating. I got super lucky. Speaking of super lucky, when I pulled it out the first time, that piece right there. When you insert it back in the tractor, it's got the nose of it's got to fit in to like a little nozzle. By the grace of God, when I slammed it in there in a panic, it went right in. I couldn't believe it, because putting it in now, I had to fish it around for a little minute. And I was dealing with seconds before I had a giant hydraulic oil spill in my shop. Oh my gosh, I owed some good deeds to the Lord on that one. So take the implement off. Another little tip, when parking it, park it on top of a couple 2x6s or something. Just give yourself a little bit of more room underneath there. I was able to manipulate that feed bucket around, but I mean, it got hung up underneath this hitch area, the drawbar area. That being said, before I finish this off and then start this thing, I've downloaded the John Deere tractor manual for certain maintenance tips, but I can tell you that next time at work, when I'm cruising around, so to speak, I'm gonna read that thing cover to cover, because there's things out there. My good friend, he's a premium subscriber. This isn't a car. This is a heavy piece of machinery, and they deserve maintenance. Not that I've been neglecting it. I've been greasing the Zerks and changing the oil and changing the coolant and everything, but there's more to it, and I need to get a little bit more on with it. So once again, I'm pretty lucky here. Let me finish filling this up. Let's give her a start and pray for the best. Oh, one last thing also. Save all the empties. And I've been saving empties for a while, because between the bucket of fuel out there, the bucket of oil right there, I'll be able to use like a plastic pitcher and get transferred all into these empties and take it down to your local disposal point. Because let's be honest, you gotta be a little clean. Come on, what are you gonna do with all this oil? Let me finish this up, we'll start it up and see how it goes. All right, I know this is not part of the video. Got my handy dandy grease gun there. I filled up the oil, I put 10 gallons in, and it's actually showing over full by a little bit, but obviously there's probably some air gaps in there. So with the grease gun, while I was waiting, 2, 4, 6, other side's 12. There's one under here, the transaxle, 13. One on the back wheel there, other side, and then 2 on the 3-point hitch, for a total of 17. I'm gonna double check my notes. My notes are up at the house to make sure it is 17, not 18, or see which one I'm missing. But now for the moment of truth. Man, am I nervous. I have not started this thing. So last time I did, before I did all this, took about 20 seconds for oil to get to the pump, and then it started making noise. Brand new spin-on filter, 10 gallons of Hy-Gard in a squeaky clean microfilter. Wish me luck. Say a little prayer. It's got a little glow plug, about 10 seconds worth. And as the Joker would say, here we go. That's 20 seconds. Come on, baby. I'm so nervous. Holy Moses! Oh, I could cry. That filter was clogged. And I'm sure I did a little bit of damage, but I didn't do permanent damage. You saw the previous video. Matter of fact, I'll link that video in with this one. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. I'm gonna shut it down and double check the oil, make sure it's flowed to all the places here. But, oh my gosh, I have a tractor. Oh man. I got lucky with that one, guys, all the way around. I got lucky that well, let me tell you this. Thanks to the YouTube community, I was able to figure out some things, and I'm gonna link the person's name in the description because I owe a big thank you to him. He said, did you change out the filters? And I was like, filters? I didn't know about that back screen one. I only thought it was the screw-on one. And I've owned this tractor for about 4 years now, but I've only put 250 hours on it. That being said, who knows when the last time this has been done? Oh, I'm gonna move some hay. I don't have to rely on other people. Oh my goodness. So I'm not gonna say the whole spiel because I know there's gonna be bonus footage, but now it's gonna be regular footage. So 17 Zerk fittings, 10 gallons of High Guard. Let me check the fluid level. It calls for like 10 and some change. So I'll turn my movie back on. I hope it wasn't too loud during this video. And we'll see what she does. Look at those hydraulics. That pump isn't screaming. I gotta tell you, you can tell things are flowing a lot better than they have for a while. The hydraulics are snappy. They're really crisp controls. That, my friends, is how you save the pump from cavitation. You clean that filter screen. I got away with one on that one. Like, subscribe, notification button. What do we say at Deans Creek Ranch? What do we say, Tyson? We say, see ya!